There are so many Celebrations products from the main release as well as so many new ones which are exclusive to certain stores or certain countries. There's honestly so many different things to keep track of and so many dates and places to get Celebrations products. So in this video, I thought I would just quickly help you guys out by looking at the entire upcoming product release. We're going to look at when and where we can finally expect to get the Celebrations products, as well as the Fusion Strike release and other notable products. And most importantly, we will discuss some of these huge delays that are expected for a lot of these releases, including Celebrations as well as Fusion Strike. To celebrate hitting 10,000 subscribers, I'm giving away $10,000. All you have to do to win is like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment happy 10,000 for a chance to win. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just press a few buttons and win money for free. To give more people a chance, I'm giving away $1,000 every week for 10 weeks to 10 different people. I announced the winner of the last giveaway in my previous video, but this is week 2. Make sure to also check out my Patreon to support me there, or you can also join as a YouTube member where we chat and I can give you Pokemon related tips and advice. I've also linked my socials in the description, and for each one of those you follow, you get a bonus entry. Let's try and hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Okay, so I thought the easiest way to do this would just be to go through the products one by one and just look at what has already come out and what is yet to come out and when it will come out based on the current release schedule, and of course we'll look at the delays as well. So obviously some of the recent things we've seen released are the first partner Johto pack. Now, as I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of these packs because, I mean, you know, they come with a couple jumbo cards which, you know, not many people collect, and the booster pack selection is, you know, very limited as well. I mean, if you like it, go for it, but it's not really a huge thing on my list. Next up, we've recently had those EV Evolution tins as well. These tins actually, although I want to like them because they have really nice promos and, you know, they fall under the Evolving Skies set categories. If you actually look at the pack selection inside, there's only one Evolving Skies pack. Now, that doesn't really make sense to me because an Evolving Skies product should have at least mostly Evolving Skies packs, which would have made this a much better product. But as it stands, I think it's a little bit weak. And other than getting like maybe one set of the 3, I probably wouldn't really get too many more of those. There was the Dragonite V-Box, which once again I think is a very weak product because similar to the tins, it only comes with one Evolving Skies pack. I don't really understand why that's a thing where Evolving Skies, because technically this does fall under the Evolving Skies set release, but it only comes with one Evolving Skies pack. I mean, it's a bit confusing, but once again, I'll maybe get like one of these. And of course, recently we've had those Greninja, Mewtwo, and Zacian V-Union special collections. Now, these boxes, I actually really like how they look as a sealed display piece, because obviously you have all the cards together, and you have the promo on the side, and I think the boxes themselves actually look quite nice. But to actually buy up multiple of these and open them up, I don't really see the point of that, because, I mean, the real value here is for, you know, what it looks like together as one piece. Okay, so the first new thing that's coming out is the Kanto First Partner Pack. Now, I know I said that I'm not a huge fan of these partner packs, but if you're going to get one, this is probably the one to get. It's definitely going to be the most collectible one because it has the Kanto trio on it. But other than that, I don't really think it's a crazy buy or a really good investment or anything. I mean, for these, I would just recommend get whichever one you like if you like them at all, and if not, just give this one a pass. They're not really something you have to have in your collection unless you're an avid jumbo card collector. Also releasing on October 8, we have the Rayquaza V Battle Deck and the Noivern V Battle Deck. Now, there's actually a couple different versions of these. There's one where you can actually get them joined together. That one's more for if you want to, you know, play it with a friend or a sibling. But if you're someone that's lonely and has no friends like myself, then you'd probably just get one of the single ones and play by yourself in the basement. Now, next up, we have the Celebrations Prime Collection, which is also releasing on October 8th. Now, remember, this was an Amazon exclusive. So essentially, if you had access to the Amazon website, you could have pre-ordered one of these. I know it was up for quite a while and they didn't sell out straight away. So hopefully anyone that wanted to get these did, because I think this is actually a pretty good product because it's pretty much the collector's chest. It's everything inside that, plus a bunch of bonus other stuff, which makes it like a nice big package. And I think the box itself looks nice, clean, and classic compared to the collector's chest, which looks more like it's going to be in a child's backpack. Now, next up, we have that Dragapult Prime Collection, which also releases on October 8th. This is actually one of the only products which haven't been delayed at all. That's not just in America and the UK, but I've heard even in Australia, from what I can see, EB Games, this is one of the only products that hasn't been delayed. So, I mean, it's good news if you're a Dragapult fan, but in terms of this box, I mean, I don't think it's the best box out of the entire collection, other than that one Dragapult Prime promo card, but once you get that, the pack selection in this isn't too amazing, and there's nothing really special about it other than that, but it's good that this is actually something you're going to be able to open up straight away on October 8th. Now, next up, we have this huge selection of the Celebrations Anniversary tins. So remember, there's like the smaller version of a tin, which is actually a GameStop exclusive, and then the bigger version of the tin is actually exclusive to only Singapore. So if you're outside either of those countries, well, you probably really won't be able to get your hands on these tins very easily, but fear not, because it's the exact same promo that you get in the regular boxes, and we're going to get to those in a second, which, are available much more internationally, and you're not really going to be missing out. It's pretty much the same thing. Next up, we have the Celebrations V Memory Special Collection, which comes with not only the Dark Sylveon card, but also the Lance's Charizard. And remember, like I was saying before, this is pretty much just the two boxes combined into one bigger box, but this is also a GameStop exclusive that's releasing on October 8th, and I think these have sold out from what I've heard. I haven't had any access to them, obviously, over in Australia, but, if you got one of those, I think this is a really good product as well, because it's essentially a 2-in-1 of those two other smaller products, which are right here. Now, as for these products, these ones actually have been delayed in Australia. We're not getting these until the 22nd of October, which is quite depressing because everyone else is going to be able to open them pretty much 2 weeks before us. But if you're over in Australia, then, a little bit unlucky. If you've pre-ordered with EB Games, which I know a lot of people, including myself, have, I know some distributors might be able to get them out to you a bit earlier than that, so hopefully it's not delayed for everyone. But yeah, unfortunately, these ones have been a bit delayed over here, and I think in the UK as well there are some delays. But hopefully in America there's not too many of those delays for these two boxes. And just because there's been so many delays with Celebrations and so many people haven't been able to get their initial pre-orders in, remember, I'm giving away one of every single Celebrations product that's being released, at least from the main release, not the additional stuff like the Amazon Prime box and the Pokemon Center box, because even I haven't been able to get a hold of those. But pretty much everything else from the main Celebrations product lineup, I'm going to be giving away one of each of those, and literally all you have to do is just tell me in the comments what's your favorite product from Celebrations, and you could potentially win that very product. And next up is obviously that Zacian Level X collection, which is also releasing on October 8th. So obviously, that's like the big release date for Celebrations when everything is meant to be coming out. But in Australia, this has also been delayed to the 22nd of October, unfortunately. So we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for this one. Now, why I actually prefer this slightly over the Dragapult one is because you get a better selection of packs, and also instead of a coin, you actually get a really nice Pikachu pin, which I think looks very cute. But overall, it's nothing too special about this product. Once you get a couple of these, you're not probably going to be buying too many more. Now we move on to some of the big boys. So we've got the Celebrations Elite Trainer Box, which is scheduled to drop on October 8th in America, and in Australia actually these ones haven't been delayed, so good news on that. We will be able to open these pretty much straight away as soon as Celebrations is released, which is very good news because often we get it so much later than America, but thankfully for this one we're kind of actually getting it on time, which is fantastic news. And then of course there's also the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box, which is also releasing on October 8th if you were lucky enough to get one of those, but I think most people weren't, so it's a bit of a shame. Next up we have the Celebrations Mini Tins. Now these are slated to release on October 8th in America, but I can say unfortunately in Australia these have been delayed by quite a lot. I just got an email recently from EB Games saying that these are delayed all the way until the 26th of November. So over a month and a half longer we have to wait for these mini tins. But thankfully, these are one of the smaller pack selections, and we can still open quite a lot of packs with the ETBs and such, so it's not the end of the world, but it is a little bit disappointing to have to wait so long to be able to get the mini tins. Then also releasing on October 8th, we have the Celebration Special Collection. Now this one is a really nice display piece, I think, because you have, obviously similar to the other V-Union boxes, you've got that nice Pikachu artwork with, I think there's 25 Pikachus on all of them, so I do think it's a really nice product. And that one is coming out on October 8th in America, but in Australia we have gotten news that at EB Games at least, these are being delayed all the way up until the 22nd of October, so essentially we're having to wait a couple extra weeks on this as well. Remember that Mythical Squishy Premium Collection? Well, that one's releasing on October 17, so kind of in between that Celebrations product release schedule. I don't really know why this is releasing at this time, but apparently a few people like the squishy stuff, so there you go. There's your squishies. And of course, there's the Celebrations Premium Figure Collection, which people have been going crazy about. Everyone has been asking me where they can get this and when they can get it. I can confirm that these are not only releasing on October 22nd in America, but in Australia, as of yet, there hasn't been any delays at EB Games, and also some other distributors that I've heard from, so these hopefully will be coming to us on October 22nd. And remember, if you missed out on the first wave of this, there should be at least one more wave run of these. So if you missed out the first time, don't worry too much. There should be more in the near future. Next up is the Celebrations Ultra Premium Collection. These were just so highly in demand. If you haven't pre-ordered them already, then you pretty much probably missed out on the first wave and maybe even the second wave if there is going to be one. But hopefully, there are some more stock availabilities for these soon, and people will be able to get them. Now, these release on October 22nd in America, but in Australia, they have been delayed to the 26th of November. So we're having to wait an extra additional month over like America, for example. And most of these release dates are from EB Games. I know some distributors in Australia will get it slightly earlier. And if you did end up ordering through them, well, I'm very happy for you. But I know a lot of people order through like EB Games and some of these other main distributors who have seen a lot of delays for these kind of products. And I mean, there's a lot of reasons for these delays. I mean, there's been shipping delays because of the current global situation, and also not just that, but even issues with the Pokemon Company where, you know, they're really struggling to print out all of these products in time and get them out to distributors who can then get them out to retailers, right? So unfortunately, yeah, we're going to have to wait a month extra on these, which is a bit disappointing because I really wanted to open up one of these and actually see what's inside. Next up is the Celebrations Collector Chest, which was slated to release sometime in October 2021, but we actually didn't get an actual release date. Now, I can confirm today that EB Games has told me these will be coming to Australia on the 10th of December. That's right, you heard me, not October, not November, but the 10th of December. So we're going to have to wait over 2 months after the initial release of Celebrations for these collector chests. Now, I would assume that in America, since they're getting everything before us, that you Americans would probably get this before December, but even having said that, I don't really think these are going to be coming in October. I think more likely the start of November, or maybe if they are coming in October, maybe much later on in the month. But unfortunately, for some reason, these collector chests have been really long delayed after everything else. And then sometime in October, we're also getting that Celebrations Premium Playmat Collection, which is essentially just the Pikachu V-Union box, but it comes with an extra playmat as well. Now, since it says it's coming sometime in October, but there's no actual release date yet, I would assume, similar to the collector's chest, that this will probably be pretty delayed as well and might even come around that November to December time period. Okay, next up, I wanted to quickly talk about Fusion Strike. So the main set release is happening November 12th, and hopefully that's when we should be getting most of these products. So that should be pretty much everything, including the ETBs, the booster boxes, and all that kind of stuff should all come out on November 12th, unless there's, you know, some sort of delays. We've actually heard some news from distributors that there have been some huge supply issues with Fusion Strike, but I want to be making a video about that, covering all of that very soon, so stay tuned for that. So the Rapid Strike and Single Strike Urshifu VMAX Premium Collections are also going to be releasing on November 12th with Fusion Strike, even though they're obviously related to the Battle Styles release. And we're also going to be getting the corresponding VMAX League Battle decks on the same date, as well as the Hooper V-Box, which is also coming out on November 12th. Now, a couple products we haven't talked about in a while are the Pikachu and Zekrom and the Reshiram and Charizard GX Premium Collections, which have those golden tag team cards. Now, these ones are slated to come sometime in November, and at EB Games, they've actually told us that these are meant to come on November 18, but I've heard from a lot of people that this date is going to be pushed back a little bit. So, as it says here, although the release dates are sometime throughout November, across different stores and different continents, it kind of depends, because in America, I think these are a GameStop exclusive, in Australia, they're an EB exclusive, and I know a lot of other countries aren't even getting these products, so you'll have to check these ones specifically to your country, because it really does depend on the store and the country, but I think very hesitantly, we can assume it's going to be around late November or early December is when we're going to get these products. And then, of course, on December 3rd, we're going to get the Vaporeon VMAX, Jolteon VMAX, and Flareon VMAX Premium Collections. I mean, these are absolutely incredible products, and hopefully you guys saw my original video on these, because the pre-orders for these sold out pretty much straight away at EB Games in Australia, and I would assume that even in America and the UK and stuff internationally, these are products that are going to sell out pretty much straight away and instantly just jump way like 2-3 times more than MSRP. So hopefully you guys got those pre-orders in, and if not, don't worry, I think these are, you know, very regular products that are going to get reprinted in the months to come as well. But I mean, if you want a more detailed look at this entire list, make sure to check out the article linked in my description to PokeGuardian. I mean, these guys do an incredible job of just keeping everyone up to date with Pokemon news, and I know some of these delays might be somewhat disappointing news, and I know it's somewhat disappointing news that a lot of these products are getting delayed, but I think what's even more worrying is that if the initial release of stuff is getting pushed back to November and December, that means those second waves and third waves are probably going to come much later in 2022, so we might have to wait a very long time. If you missed out on those first pre-orders of stuff like the Ultra Premium Collection, then you might have to wait a long time, well into 2022, to be able to get those, which is a little bit disappointing, but I mean, it's better than nothing, and I'd rather get the product than not have anything at all, so at least there is some sort of silver lining. But regardless of that, I hope this video was somewhat helpful, and I hope there aren't too many more delays, because I cannot wait any longer, honestly, for this set to release. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.